Hi, my name is Eric Wilson. I'm an independent licensed mechanic with 30 years of experience. In the next 6 to 7 minutes, I'm going to show you the inside story on this 2020 Hyundai Tucson. Now, coming into the front left tire, you've got about 40% tread on all season radio, so down but definitely not out. Now coming behind the front left tire, first thing I want to point out, this is your outer CV boot. Now they're full of grease, and if it was ripped, you'd see grease all over the place. Very important, because the grease is what holds the lubricates the axle, the outer axle here. So that's doing what it should do. This is your left sway bar link connected from here up to there. Connected and doing its job, because it helps dampen the sway. This is your lower ball joint, very important. This is one of the two things that hold the wheel to the chassis. This is tight, so that's critical. Your brakes, you've got good amount of brakes. You got about 40, I'd say 40,000 K on your brakes. More importantly, you see this metal right here, this metal surface. This is your front rotor, and you can see for yourself, very smooth, not scored. Now, just a quick pan at the bottom of the transmission here. This is a leak point. If it was going to leak, this is the bottom of the transmission. If it was going to leak, you see oil all over here. Now, this is bone dry, so that's a good sign, because nobody wants oil on their driveway. Now, another leak point too, this is the bottom of the oil pan here. Again, dirty, but not oily, so no oil leaks that I can see, and that's always a good sign. Now, this is the most important part in the whole car, because it's just the outer steering, the outer tie rod end, and this is one of the things. This is the only thing that holds the wheel to the chassis. Pardon me, to the steering. Now, this and it's the joint is right in here, and this is tight, so that's critical. So, suspension-wise, now one more shot I want to give you here. If you take a look at there, that's the inner CV boot. And again, if it was ripped, you'd see grease all over the place. More importantly, behind it, you see how clean that is? That's a leak point. If it was going to leak, it would leak right there. Now, this right here is your catalytic converter here. Nothing wrong with it. Big problem is people are reaching under and going cut and going cut. And in less than 3 to 4 minutes, that cat is missing. And now you've got about $1,000 job in your hands. Well, I got good news. I'm going to put a catalytic theft protection system on this car if you buy it, and it's going to stop people from stealing it, so you can rest assured it's not going to go missing. Now, this is the rear left tire. Definitely, there's about 30% tread, a little less tread on the rear tires, as in definitely down, not out, but definitely down. This is your rear left shock. Now, this shock is full of oil. If it was leaking, you would see it dripping all the way down here, and that is not. This is your rear left suspension, no cracks, no breaks. This is your rear left sway bar link connected from here to here, doing its job. The rear brakes, oh yeah, you've got lots of rear brakes. You got about 40,000 K. So all the way around so far, brakes are good, and your rear rotor, a little harder to see there, but good and clean, not scored. This is the bottom of your rear diff, okay? Now, if this is a leak point, if it was leaking, you would see oil all along here, and that is good and dry. Another leak point would be right here, where the drive shaft comes out of the axle, good and dry. This is your CV, this is your left CV, and then if you can see inside, a little harder to see, but that's your outer CV boot there. Again, full of grease, and if it was ripped, you'd see grease all over the place. So no issues brake-wise, leak-wise, or suspension-wise on the rear left. Okay, coming in on the front right tire, again about 30 to 40% tread on all season radios, down not out. Coming behind the front right tire, this is your right lower ball joint, tight, critical. This is your outer CV boot, good and dry. Your sway bar link connected from here up to there, doing its job. Brakes, about 40,000 K, lots of brakes, nice and clean rotor there. Another quick perusal, yeah, no leaks, very clean, no leaks that I can see. Okay, your right outer tie rod, critical. This is tight. Yeah, so I'm not seeing any issues leak-wise, suspension-wise, or brake-wise in the front right. Okay, one more thing I want to point out. This is the right front strut. Now, these struts are full of oil, and if it was leaking, you see it dripping all in here. You see it all wet in here. That is good and dry. The same is good and dry on the left front side. So right and left front strut, are good, doing their job. This is your spring suspension, intact, no cracks, no breaks. Here's your spring, here's your left side, your left front strut, again, full of oil. If it was leaking, you'd see it dripping all down in here. And your spring suspension, intact, no brakes. Okay, coming down the rear right side, again, you see your rotor, good and clean, no scores. Your brakes, like 40,000 K, you got lots of brakes, front and back on this car. Nice looking rims too, by the way. Okay, rear right tire, about 30% tread left, down but not out. Your rear right shock, again, follow it up, full of oil. If it was leaking, you'd see it dripping all the way down here. This is your rear right sway bar connector. It's connected. Your rear right suspension, intact, no cracks, no breaks. So far, I'm not seeing anything other than tires down. You do got a ding in your back hatch. Okay, motor running. You've got 55,639 K, very low K, no cracks in your windshield, nice looking dash, no check engine lights. Now I'm going to go take you out and show you the condition of the motor. Okay. Yeah, looking good. Okay, shot of the exhaust with the motor running, and good and clean. Now, I am not hearing anything of any concern on this motor. And just for your information here, you always want to do this when you go to look at a car. Always take the oil, this is the oil cap for the motor, okay? Take the oil cap off and look for any kind of white goo. Now, this is oil, but there's no white goo. If there was white goo, that'd be an indication of an internal leak, and then just walk away. Don't even think about making an offer on it because it's got major problems. This does not. So nice clean motor, nice clean oil. Looks like it's been well maintained. I'm not hearing any concerns in the motor. Now, one more thing, added bonus. I'm going to install a 10% fuel saving device on your car, no cost. Okay, catalytic theft protection, I'm going to put it on there for you if you buy the car, no cost, 10% fuel savings. I've used this device for 20 years, never fails. 10%, whether it's gasoline or diesel, it'll save you gas, and that's free of charge if you buy the vehicle. I hope this helps you make an informed decision, and look forward to helping you. If this is not what you want, by all means, just let Naz know, because he is prepared to bring me in and show you the inside story on every single one of his vehicles, because he's simply got nothing to hide. Thank you very much.